Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our channel, Heavenly Springs Ministries. I'm going to be sharing with you about my dream. This dream involves a very prominent person in Zimbabwe, in Africa, and also across the world. This person is a businessman called Strive. Why I'm sharing this dream is because if the person involved happens to come across this dream, it's going to help them, or one way or the other, or one day in life. This businessman called Strive, I had a dream. In this dream, Strive was sitting on some chairs. He's a very busy businessman and someone you can rarely see if you are not in their circles. But I had a dream about him. I am just an ordinary person, a servant of God. Strive was sitting on some chairs. And on these chairs, he wasn't busy. He was just gazing. And but what I noticed about him also is that he had some skin rashes, some skin diseases on himself, patches here and there. And that was around maybe around midnight. And then in the following 4 hours, around 4 a.m., I opened the internet news and I found him there. And there was a lot of writing, negative writing about him, bad things that he is purported to have done or sponsored, bad people with bad intentions, or organizations, political and with bad intentions. So I remember the dream just then I had just had, and the dream of him just sitting like aimlessly with patches of skin problems on him. And then it just reminded me that the dream I had was his image being tarnished. I had before these newspapers, or the news was out, just before the news was out. I think I had this dream when actually this news was being put together, because a few hours later the news were out about him sponsoring organizations that are purported to have been intending or to have done bad things against masses of people. So I said, the bad skin on him was actually a tarnishing of his image, which is now happening. Or not really tarnishing of his image, because if it's bad skin already, it means a tarnished image. So the bad skin stood for tarnished image, him having a tarnished image, and him just sitting, as opposed to him being a businessman who is supposed to be seen doing deals and pertaining to business. But there he was in the dream, having a tarnished skin, a spoiled skin. And in reality, a few hours later, he was there in newspapers with a tarnished image. So I say to myself, when I first read, uh, without recalling the dream, when I first read, I went through the story. I just thought, "Oh, it's one of the stories, political stories." Until then, I thought, oh, I just had a dream about this man. And the dream seemed to be going. That's when I realized, so these stories I'm reading about are actually deep, because this dream wouldn't have come if there was nothing, really to write home about these writings. So I started taking whatever was being written seriously. I said, so this is deep then. This is actually image tarnishing then. As the days went by, more things came. And to sort of go with my dream that this was a real tarnish to Strive. As days went by, Strive started tweeting and writing, defending himself, and I knew then that this my dream was spot on. This was tarnishing to him. That's why he is defending himself. That's why he's also coming on the news with his own side. And as days went by, it looked like he also had some lawyers also writing on his behalf, trying to make straight his image. And then I said to myself, my dream was, really true about this man. He's involving lawyers and all about these stories. So to him, it's a tarnished image. But then the most important point I want to drive home to Strive right now is that at the end of the dream, there was a message that you need to go back to basics of prayer. You may have prominent people praying for you because you are a prominent person. You may have special people praying for you, or you depend on for prayers, because they are also in the realm where you are, maybe in terms of physical prominency. I don't know about spiritual prominency, but the message I got in the dream is that you need to go to basics of those who pray for you as well. God was saying that you should also recognize the prayers of those that seem to be coming from lower ranks. Maybe they have nothing to show for themselves in order to be able to access you, or in order to even be able to be in the same place with you, Strive. But what God is saying, those people that offer prayers from perhaps a poor platform, or that seem to look poor, that seem to look like they are from lower ranks, God said your breakthrough could come from such people. This is a message for you, Strive Masiiwa. God is saying also recognize and receive with open heart prayers even from people that are purported to be poor. Not only from prominent, because this is where your breakthrough could come from. In one or two issues that you may be facing, your breakthrough could actually come from someone who can pray for you from a platform which may not be as prominent as yours, or as prominent as the others who've been praying for you pray from. So I think this dream may not only apply to Strive, but to other people as well. So I would like to thank you all for listening to this dream, for tuning in to Heavenly Springs. I'm gonna be coming back later on with a message I heard from God about Revelation 12, verse 9 to 12, especially verse 11. God is talking to us about those verses. So if you keep tuned in to our channel, you are going to hear what God is saying about the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 11, or chapter 12, verse 9 to 12. Until we see you again, I say bye. Amen.